As Gary Moselle once aptly said, this is the Morning Bull. At any rate, sit back, relax. There are a few announcements that could interest you.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Back here where we need you.
Please excuse the band members who will be late to class. The break just hasn't worked out like it was supposed to. We have tried to break every day, then twice a week, and lately no break at all, but with a whole 60 seconds more between classes. You will be glad to know that a committee of one did a survey and found that he liked it just that way. We're on Schedule B today. Tex Year Out will be remembered by the seniors who heard him 3 years ago.
And now I'd like to introduce Mr. Tex Year Out.
Well, thank you very much. Pleasure to be in your school today, and I appreciate you coming to the assembly. Of course, I don't suppose you had a choice. That's what I thought. And I realize when I walk out in front of a crowd like you, I've got 2 strikes on me. Number 1, I'm over 30. Yeah, now I know. Every time I say this on the campus, boy, I hear the wheels grinding, and I know what some of you are thinking. Oh, come on, Year Out, you old goat. What do you know about it? Well, the old goat knows a lot more than a lot of kids wish he knew.
I'd like to compliment all of the students on the conduct at yesterday's assembly. I think most of you know that Tex Year Out had a real serious message, and I just can't help but tell you that Mr. Year Out came in and said this was one of the outstanding schools where he had spoken. So I'd like to pass it on to you that you were really great at the assembly. Congratulations. Congratulations are in order for our coaches and their teams. How about that record this year? Champions in football, wrestling, swimming, and now golf, and with a little luck next week, maybe baseball and track. Oh yes, don't forget the girls. They've had fine seasons in swimming, gymnastics, and now track. Seniors, what are you going to do about that all-night party? There are several reports circulating about just where it's to be. Let's hope the party at Waddle Creek will set a record for attendance and sobriety. Now I think Mr. Metzger would like to say something about the new regulations on parking cars.
This is Mr. Metzger. We forgot to tell you about the white post in the middle of the road. Those people who may have noticed that when they drive off the campus, we are putting up chains. The chains will be up from 8:15 in the morning until 2:45 at night. The only entrance that you have to the parking lot is through North Street. We would appreciate very much you living with this regulation and giving it a try, because this is the only way we are going to be able to keep your cars a little more safe on our campus. Thank you.
Well, seniors, congratulations. You really blew it. Mr. Ensberg, as you know, is not only director of guidance and part-time principal, he's actually a vice principal. He does work with our data processing equipment. He really is responsible for every program in the school, so undoubtedly he has a real important message for you. So at this time, Mr. Ensberg will take over.
Okay, this is Mr. Ensberg. Important addition to the bulletin this morning. This is the day in which the homeroom has been called. Please cooperate. Get to your homerooms. We must pick up the nonsense cards and distribute them to your classroom teachers. Thank you.
Well, the big dance is coming up this weekend. It'll be the Bards. Now, again, you get a chance to find out that your ASB ticket is worth some money. $2 if you do not have an ASB ticket, $1.50 without. So let's really make this one of the very successful dances, and the money goes to the Boys Club. Attention, Mr. Challen's chemistry classes. Your test grades are ready, and you can pick up your results any period but 6th and before school.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead you?
Obviously, I've had a request for Casey at the bat. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, with but an inning more to play. And so when Cooney died at first, whoa, and Barrows did the same. A paw-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go, in grim despair the rest. With that hope that springs eternal in every human breast, stayed thinking, if Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did also Jimmy Blake. And so, upon the stricken multitude, grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but very little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn thumped out a single, to the wonderment of all. Blake, the much despised, knocked the kipper off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy, safe at second, Blake a hugging third. 10,000 throats and more arose a lusty yell. It rumbled in the valley. It rattled in the dell. It beat upon the mountain and recoiled upon the flat. Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile with Casey's face. And when responding to the crowd, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt was Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded while he wiped them on his shirt. And while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance gleamed in Casey's eye. A sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air. Casey stood watching it in haughty grandeur there. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. Steady, my style, old Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. Kill the umpire, cried someone in the stands. And it's likely they'd have killed him, but Casey raised his hands. With a smile of Christian charity, like Casey's visage shone, he stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the umpire. And again, the dun spear flew. But Casey still ignored it. And the umpire cried, "Strike two!" "Rod!" cried the maddened thousands. The echo answered, "Rod!" But one scornful look from Casey, and that audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They watched his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey would not let that ball go by again. The sneers fled from Casey's lips. His teeth were clenched in hate. He posed with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in this favored land, the sun is shining bright. Oh, somewhere men are laughing. Somewhere hearts are light. Oh, somewhere bands are playing. And somewhere children shout. Yahoo! But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out.
May I have your attention, please? We have a report of cars with their lights that have been left on. A red Buick, license JBL 827 in the faculty parking lot. Also an Oldsmobile station wagon, license NAZ 988 in the faculty parking lot. Please turn the lights off on these cars.
And now there are several student announcements.
Senators, remember we do have a Senate meeting tomorrow, third period in the band room. And if you haven't used those copies of the rules I gave you to fold into paper airplanes, please bring them with you. Thank you.
Remember, there is Young Life tonight at the house of Claude Dinkworts. Maps will be passed out, and all you have to do is follow the inverted yellow and green arrows. Rumors have been flying around, and I would like to confirm that these rumors are true. There will be popcorn served tonight. That is right. That's tonight at 7:30. Thank you.
That concludes the morning bulletin.
Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.